Hey everybody, this is Tech Ed Kirsch. In this video, I'm going to roast this software engineer resume. Okay, I'm not going to roast it since I don't like being mean to resumes. I don't support that. But I will give you tips and tricks and insights to make sure your resume does very well, does 4 times, 5 times, 10 times better in terms of getting you interviews. So stay through the rest or this entire video because I'm going to get you up on some skills, some gains, and how you can incorporate a business mindset and marketing and messaging mindset to get your resume more interviews. Okay, let's get into it. So now, here we have a resume for a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering student, and I must say that their experience is impressive. There are a number of key flaws, fundamental flaws in the resume that I'm going to point out. First of all, this is the first framework you need to think of. Companies are customers. So they're going to be looking at the label, right? You're a service provider and you provide services, skills and everything. You want to package your product, your service product, in a nice way that has all the ingredients on the label, easy to read and find and understand, right? Have it nicely sectioned off and have your brand logo and everything. I'm wearing the Toms, and or more, think of it like a what do you call it? A menu on a restaurant, right? So you want to draw the person's attention, hiring manager's attention, to the things they care about the most, like the foods, and then talk about the ingredients that are in the foods throughout the resume so they know the details. So we're going to apply that same principle to the resume, see what it's doing wrong, and then see how we can fix it. So here we have and that's tip number one. Think of companies as customers, and they're looking for the things that most interest them, not you. So this is point number two. Companies being customers, they care about what's in it for them, not everything about you. Okay, you're a service provider. So what that means is you don't have to put everything in and out under the sun about what you did and accomplished. You want to put what's relevant to the job description on your resume. You're just giving them a brochure point number three. Point number three is you're giving them a resume to invite a conversation with you. That's when they'll get more information and details. And then for interview screening, they'll get more information and details about this stuff. Then the technical interview, then they'll dig into, do you have the skills or not? Okay, then you get an offer. All right. So the resume isn't to get you the job. The resume is to get someone talking to you. Okay, so now that we've established those three principles, let's get into this resume. The first thing I notice here is they probably have their name and location at the top and a professional email and also their LinkedIn profile. So that's what you're going to want at the top. Yes, this is redacted. It's blacked out for privacy purposes, but that's what you want to have at the top. What's really important is the city and state. I'm talking about in the US, making sure that the employer knows that you're in the same location as them. That's very important. They're going to probably prioritize someone who's local to them, to their city, over someone who has the same skills or better skills, but is living somewhere else halfway across the country. Because a big reason why a lot of people don't take roles or jobs or quit is because they have family back home. They thought they could do the new environment, but they just couldn't, so that's one of the biggest factors I hear from recruiters. Okay. Another thing, the next section you want here, the next section we have here is education. I would not recommend putting education second, or at the top, even if you're a recent graduate. The reason for that is unless they specifically just want your university, take a risk. Put your skills at the top. Why is that? Because these are businesses and companies, right? This, especially if you're mid-level career, they want to know, can you do the job? And what does that require? Skills. So the most important thing they want to know as far as city, name, whatever, is, do you have the skills, right? The skills they put at the job description, you want to look at the top 6 skills they put at the job description. Put those skills into your skill list right here. So if it's languages, C, Python, C++, C#, blah, 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 MATLAB, systems and environments. So why would you want to put the skills down here? You want to put the easy reading, the most important stuff. Give them a teaser, say, oh, we have these things. And they say, oh, you have those. All right. Then I'm not looking for proof yet. I want to know, do you have the skills? I don't care about your experience yet. The experience will substantiate the skills claim. So I want to see, what are they claiming? They have these. Do they have the skills I need? Cool. Now, of course, you can look down the resume and then look in the skill section. But now, keep in mind, people make a lot of micro decisions very quickly. If you're making it harder for the reader to look, to find your skill section by them having to move their eyes down, they're probably used to it by now, but they have to move their eyes down. But they're looking at another resume that the skills is at the top. What's going to give the better impression subconsciously? Probably the one where they where they could immediately see the skills at the top. For instance, let's say you're in the grocery store, right? And you're looking at for grapes and you want to know, but all of the grapes, they don't have the color. This is maybe not the best example. You're looking for a specific color ingredient or some fruit or whatever, but they're all in jars. And the jars are all the same color, right? That's all the resumes, okay? And then all of the cans and jars, they have a label at the front, big label at the front with the brand name. On the back of the label, the ingredients, like the color, you really want to red grapes inside a jar. I don't know, this is a wild example, okay? And everybody puts their color of the grapes in black text. Maybe that's rules or regulations. And down here at the bottom of the jar, or in the middle, or in the center, in some strange text or whatever, in some strange location. But the moment I see a jar that has red grapes at the top, red at the top on the back of the label, I'm like, oh, red grapes, taking it, buying it, if they're all the same price. Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as the managers are concerned, or whoever, all these resumes, they're probably about the same. It's a very competitive market. So what's going to make life easier for them? I know it may seem very small, but these things can matter and add up. I'm telling you this from marketing and messaging. Make it easy for your reader to go through your stuff. So put the skills at the top. Maybe not the best example, but you get what I'm saying. So once they see your skills at the top and they say, oh, I have a reason to read the rest of this resume, CSS, HTML, to, oh, I like these. Then they could go into the experience, not education yet. Experience, here's a little tip. Have the resume formatted just like this. I like this, but put a bullet in your bullet points, put in bold the skill that you want to say that you have experience in. So here I see reverse engineering program C, blah, 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 blah. No, I would put C/C++ in bold at the front. Boom. So they could see, oh, C++, what they do? See how easy it is? They see the skill at the front, bold. Then they start reading and they're like, oh, okay, so they did that. All right. That gives them a reason to read. If I have to read this first, I might miss this. I might miss this part. Okay, I don't see the word Python standing out anywhere. So that's another thing. Put the skills, the primary skills that are top 6 for your employer, in the experience section. Put it in the experience section. Don't miss out on this. This is the second skill listed. It seems to me that this is the second most important. Second most important should at least show up somewhere. I don't see it somewhere in here. I see it at the bottom in the project section. Put that in bold. Put that Python in bold. Put Python in bold here. Don't put if tables first. Put Python before that. If tables. Okay, if that's what this thing is. Maybe they didn't do anything in Python. That's fine. But the strategy is put your skill, bold it, give your explanation. Also give an outcome. There are more nuances which I have in my book, and which I have in my coaching and courses for people who I get hired at their top tech companies. Their dream tech companies or whatever, and I do coaching in there for more detailed stuff. But that's what you want to do, your skill in bold, so on and so forth. We're coming toward the end of this video, so let me finish this up. Follow the same principle for all of your experience things. There's so much more I can go into here, but I don't have the time, so let's get on with it. Next, when you're done with experience, do projects. Next, still we haven't come across education yet. You don't want to put education yet. Put education at the bottom. So skills, experience, projects. These are very impressive projects. Put these in here. Asteroid 64. What does that mean? Just say game development, blah, 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 64. SCADA system secure. What the heck is SCADA secure? Say power. What's ICS? You don't want to, I mean, unless it's a very commonly known, abbreviation, of course, like Jira or HTML. Everybody knows HTML. I don't know what ICS is, and I've done a similar project to this. Okay, so that's another tip. You want to state what you state the full thing first, and then put the abbreviation or the acronym. But that's just a little another tip there. Again, follow the same formula. Bold the primary skill, and then list the rest of the stuff. Draws their eyes and attention to that section, that bullet point, then gives them a reason to read the rest of the thing if they care about that skill. If they don't care about the skill, then they could skip it. But at least it creates easy reading, less friction, less cognitive load, better subconscious experience. They skim through the resume and say, oh, it seems like they have that. Okay, put them on the call pile. Then they call you. That's the purpose of the resume, to get the phone call. You can state the rest of the case later. And don't put everything and the grandma's resume under the sun here on your resume. Put things that are relevant to what the job description is literally the cheat sheet. Put what's in the job description on your resume is relevant, and then sprinkle the rest of the impressive stuff in there that you've done that you think may also be relevant to the role that they haven't mentioned in the job description. Okay, this is overall a great resume. It just needs some reorganization, a little bit of a couple hacks, and you'll be well on your way to getting those phone calls. So then you can have those conversations, and from there, the conversation can get you the interview. Thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.